Good Thursday morning, and welcome to the Scotty Ray Report. As we begin today, possibility of some severe weather this afternoon. We're going to break that down, tell you where all this is, but I don't want to, and I made a post on this last night. I just want you to be fully aware of what things are capable of today. Anywhere from a Hattiesburg line, Meridian, Mississippi line to Tuscaloosa is the chance of tornadoes. And the more you look at this, it has all the ingredients to be a nasty afternoon. Well, we're at a level 2 out of 5. They hadn't bumped it up out of that, but still doesn't mean it can't happen. We want you to be fully aware and know what's going on. This will be in this afternoon. Watch that. Also, what is all the talk about ice? Well, northwest Mississippi is going to get ice accumulation. When we break this down, and we'll get further into this here in just a moment, about what is expected in Meridian. When we look at the forecast for actual downtown Meridian, there's no mention of sleet or anything. But we go a mere, 28 miles due west to Newton, Mississippi. Y'all do have sleet and freezing rain in the forecast. We go to Philadelphia. You have this in the forecast. And also Louisville area. Also, all of these areas have it. And we're going to break that down in just a moment and tell you more about it and what to expect. So I don't want any surprises. Is it mentioned that in these areas that I just said will have any accumulation? No. But we're talking overnight, this stuff coming in at a low of 25 and freezing rain at any point could make any bridge slick. So if you live in those areas, it's a caution area. Could it move on? Could it even ease over to Meridian? It could. It's Mother Nature. There's so much that we learn from these storms each time they come through. I don't want anybody to panic, but, if you live in those areas, you might want to go ahead and get your bread. Be prepared as we head into Friday. Again, it's only listed as a 20% chance. We'll look at it on the map here in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. I want you to be fully aware of what's going on. Hopefully you had a chance yesterday afternoon as we did a live update, and David Sharp joined me from the Clarke County Emergency Management Team. He is the head of that director. And there is a missing young lady in Clarke County. She lives right across the Jasper County line. She was in Clarke County at Pachuta. And let me show you her picture. This is the lady that is missing. Pull this up here where you can see. We do hope she is found. They're going to investigate. Her name is Miss Carrie Vaughn. She's 76 years old. She came up missing at the intersection of Highway 11 and County Road 290 is where she came up missing. From what we understand, at some point during 3 in the morning, and we don't know why she would have been out at 3 a.m., but they're checking her phone records. She had an altercation with someone that ran her off the road. The people that lived in front of the house came out. They thought she left. And at 8 o'clock or so, they discovered the car still there. The sheriff's department and also emergency management has been searching for her. They will decide this morning if they will have a foot hunt through the woods. They're checking everywhere that she could be. With rain coming in, could that make that kind of harder? Yes. We've had light rain on and off, but it could make things a little bit more serious as they search for her. Let's pray that she's found and gets back to her family. 76 years old missing, so that's it. All right, as we wake up today, now you heard me say that there was arrests made in the Collinsville area for all the break-ins. And again, the sheriff's department cannot do these things without you. If you see something and you don't want to contact the sheriff's department, send me a message. I'll talk to them for you. But we had a breaking that helped the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department catch somebody. Let me introduce you to somebody. Have you ever met Jawan? His name is Jawan Flowers. Let me show you Jawan's picture here so you'll know Jawan the next time you run into him. He has been arrested. He has 9 counts against him of breaking into cars plus a motor vehicle theft. I said that wrong, didn't I? Now, with him was recovered 2 cars, one on Collinsville Road and one from the parking garage at Anderson's Hospital. But admitted to 9 break-ins of cars in the Collinsville area, possibly more. What Jawan wouldn't tell anybody is who his friends were. I think there were 2 to 3 more that were involved with this, some security cameras and things that they've gotten that were with him. He's not going to give them up. He'll face every one of these charges alone. He's probably scared of what they would do to him. If you were a gambling man, that's what you would bet. But that's who, if you had some stuff broken into, they have not recovered anything that was taken, which means the other parties still have your belongings. They're working still. This is an ongoing investigation as the Sheriff's Department work hard to retrieve and get what was yours. So that's where we are on Collinsville. That's one of the people that done that. Now, a pattern, and let's be honest about all this stuff that goes on in the county and the city. The criminals have really gotten it down. This is not the old days where they break in. It's just well thought out these days. They go and steal a car, and then they go do crime in that car, stealing other things, and then they ditch that car somewhere. So they're not traced back to it with tag numbers. That's what's going on. Make sure to lock your car if you've got something valuable. And I know it gets hard. But you pull up, you're getting off from work, and you think, But if it's valuable, people will come get your stuff. That's plain and simple. If you go into a store, don't leave your valuables. If you've got a concealed permit, don't leave it in your car. Carry it with you, because they will get it, relieve you of it when you come back to your car. It won't be there. So keep that in mind of what you do. That's a few of the things that happened out in Collinsville. There's a lot of things going on in and around the state also. We have to say the Collinsville Volunteer Fire Department was a little busy last night, from what I understand. I got a message that they had to run up to the CEFCO there. A fuel spill. Somebody accidentally, I'm not sure how it happened, either it ran over or had a problem with a gas tank, but about $60 worth of gas rolled out on the ground there at the gas station at the four-way stop. Had to do a cleanup, so the guys were busy last night. Big thank you to them. Nothing bad happened. They got it all contained. It didn't take long to get it cleaned up, but things like that could lead into something else bigger, and we just want to say a good job by all who helped out with that. Guys that work on these volunteer fire departments and EMS, they do so much behind the scenes that the rest of us, while we're sleeping, just don't realize what they do. They go above and beyond to protect us, climb out of their bed when they don't want to. They call me, I go, do what? Do you know it's 2 a.m? Do you really think I'm going to put my pants on and come see you? But they do it, and they do a great job. So a big thank you to them. Also, we had last night in the city of Meridian, I got reports. Somebody said that a tree had fallen down on the 3600 block of 40th Street, knocked out power there for a few folks for a little while. The power company came out and got that fixed. Not sure why the tree fell. They did get that taken care of. I did get a report of just one time across the city of Meridian of some shots fired last night. No one was hurt by it, but it was in the area of the 900 block of 47th Avenue. Some gunshots reported. Again, no one was hurt. I don't know of anything that was hit by the bullets, but it was reported in our area. So that's a heads up as we look at things that happened in and around. And there'll be other things as we move through this morning. As you always found out, there's more that happens overnight. A new item that we've had, that we've added, and I want to show you this on the screen so you can start looking for this daily. I post every day the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Report of what they call on, who they get to, and we have just added, let me show you this. This is what it will look like every day. Right here, this will be the police report from the city of Meridian. We'll have this on here, and this goes through, as this points out here at the top, February 1st through 6 a.m. on February the 2nd. So that was yesterday what happened all day. And it goes through where there are church burglaries, where there are stolen vehicles, auto burglaries. Right there, 9:34 p.m., February 1st, MPD responded to an auto burglary at the 100 block of South Frontage Road. What they done was they broke the door handle and got in the car, is what that's telling us that. Overnight then, this was a day ago, MPD responded to 2 shots fired calls. It was evidence that shots were fired. Didn't say anything was hurt or anything, but that's some of the messages that I get during the night hours. And I urge you, if you're watching, if you hear something, send me a note. The key to all of this is staying on top of it, being ahead of the criminals, and letting you know before something bad happens. So that's what we're attempting there. If you see something, let me know, inbox me, so others around you in your neighborhood will know what's going on and what it's all about there. As we look at some things, and again, now don't run off, and we're going to be talking about the weather here in just a moment. As we look across the state of Mississippi, what is going on? A Mississippi woman has pleaded guilty to defrauding the state for nearly $31,000 worth of food benefits. What do I mean by that? That's that SNAP program. You know what I'm talking about? Sabrina Catchings. She's 28. She's out of Madison County, has pleaded guilty to welfare fraud. In Madison County, the circuit court has sentenced her to serve 3 years in the custody of MDOC, the Department of Corrections, and 3 years suspended and a 5-year supervised probation. She is permanently disqualified for participating in any of the food stamp programs in the state of Mississippi, which is good. She abused it. They're not going to let her come back and use that again. As we look around the state also, they're waiting. I didn't realize that this had even happened in the state, but an autopsy, they're waiting to find out what happened to a man that was found in a river in Mississippi. Investigators are waiting the toxicology report from the state medical examiner, the death of a body that was pulled from the cold waters of the Tallahatchie River on the 26th. That was just a few days ago. That's in Panola County. I was not aware that that had happened as we dig deeper into things that are happening in the state. We have almost 6,000 new coronavirus cases and 126 additional deaths statewide at this point as we look at numbers. Watch those also there. What else is going on in the state? 3 people have been charged in Mississippi with capital murder of a man found dead in a bathtub. It was calculated. It was planned. Christopher Clayton, 21, Shani Hampton, and Galvin Jeffries, 28, have all been taken into custody without incident in connection with the death of Justin Mayfield. He was 39 years old. This happened in Plantersville, Mississippi. They went into the house, beat up on him, and shot him and dropped him in a bathtub and walked out, robbed him, took everything he had, including all of his medications. They will pay their time. I hope they'll stay there. Awful, awful. We find out, and as I read deeper into this, my first reaction when I saw the headline of this is, this can't be happening. No. After I read into it, I sort of almost kind of see one man that was convicted in the death of a 6-year-old is out on parole. Okay, you hear what I said? Again, when I saw that headline, I went, whoa, 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 whoa. But it was 4 people convicted in the crime of a 6-year-old being killed. This happened a while back. It was a 6-year-old in a car that was stolen in the state of Mississippi. There's 4 people involved. 3 were actually on the scene and they drove the car off. The little boy was shot and killed. The gentleman that has been paroled was not on the scene and had no idea that the others did this. He was a part of planning the crime, but he was not on scene when they done this to this poor little fella. Can you imagine? I can't imagine being a judge and people like this coming before me that do this, especially those 3 that actually killed that little boy. This was back in 2017 is when this case happened. He is now getting out 4 or 5 years later after the incident. He has been paroled. Again, he was not a part of the actual shooting, but he was hanging out with some people that done wrong things and killed a small child in the state. I would, hell would have no fury on people that done that in front of me. Whew. Let's see, other things that are happening across the state. Now, this one I didn't see coming, but they are planning, it's proposed. I'm not saying that it's happened, but a bill in Mississippi would help welfare recipients create savings account across the state of Mississippi. As we dig deeper into this, it's a 2-to-1 match. And Mississippi is one of the lowest in the communities across the United States that don't have savings account. As they rank these of people across the United States, Mississippi, most people just don't have them. We rank down in the bottom 17 of that. So what they're doing is proposing they're going to set aside some money on welfare recipients to where if they open a savings account up to a certain dollar amount, they would match it for savings. I don't know, all of this is again being proposed, but that's what's out there. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe you don't agree with it, but something to think on as this goes up. Still, we haven't found, there's very little being said about this over in Raymond. I mentioned this a day or 2 ago, but I'm hearing more and more about this just being an awful scene to where, you remember me mentioning the man and woman that were found in their home dead and their dog was also killed? They had been there a week, and I'm hearing it was a gruesome scene. Details will be coming out on this more and more as we go through this. Boy, as we let's see, in Memphis, Tennessee, a mother. This is just right here, right at the line of Mississippi up there, Tunica, Mississippi line. A mother is dead and her newborn baby is missing. And this is coming out of the Tennessee area. They've issued an Amber Alert for the baby. This is the mother. Let me show that picture here. She was shot. The baby was taken. There's meanness in this world. I don't know how else to say things like that. A gentleman who just across the line here in Alabama also, a lady was beaten to death. They're on the search. They've, she was found with a bag over her head and beaten to death. I don't understand criminals, what go through their head. They have made an arrest in this case. You can go to al.com to find out more about that story. Alabama.com. Just sad situations as we look at this. Overnight, the special forces did an anti-terror raid against Al-Qaeda last night in Syria. They took out 13, is what they took out. Possibly some children were involved in that as the United States forces went in on this. And this is a picture of the building that our special forces raided overnight. More will come out about that today as we begin it. Also, we're going to get into this at 8 o'clock, so come back and join us. Canada, they had raised $10 million for the truckers to where they're trying to make it to where everybody that drives a truck in Canada, and that's Americans as well, crossing back and forth the border delivering products, have to have the vaccine. $10 million was raised. Guess what they've done this morning? I'm going to shock everybody. GoFundMe has frozen the account. Does that shock anybody? I didn't think it would. Hang close. We're getting ready to get into the weather and find out what's going to happen today. We're going to give you details of everything that is coming up. Don't go anywhere. That is coming up next here as we begin our day. So stay close. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Florida strawberries, $3.99. Idaho potatoes, an 8-pound bag, $3.99. Piggly Wiggly Original Mayonnaise, 30-ounce jar, $1.89. Piggly Wiggly Peanut Butter, 40-ounce jar, $3.39. Certified Angus Beef New York Strips Family Pack, $9.99 a pound. And fresh leg quarters, 10-pound bag, only $5.99.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
And welcome back. As Brian Guest said, can't they match the working man's wages? You know, and that just triggered a thought there. I don't know if anybody remembers me being on the radio years ago, but it was a song. It was not really it was never released to radio, but boy, I always liked it. And it really describes what you do every day that you get up and go to work. He's been a big hit here. I brought him to Meridian once. Trace Atkins, do you know who I'm talking about? Been to the Neshoba County Fair. But he's got a song, and look this up, called Working Man's Wage. Man, it just really describes my childhood and what a dollar means of what you get up every day and earn it. Just small thoughts from me. I do appreciate y'all tuning in. We got people watching from all over the United States at this point. Listening from Virginia this morning, John Raleigh. How are you? Glad to have you there. Good morning also goes out to Mark Overby. Glad to see you there. Renee Cumberland. Are you having an issue there? Sound is working for everybody else. Get off the page and come back on. It should start working there for you. All right, let's get into the weather now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we pull up radar, look at this. This is just about every color imaginable out there. Now, this is snow up here. All of this white area is snow. This right here is sleet, ice mix there. As we zoom into Mississippi, we see that we now have rain moving into the state. Let's turn off radar. And let's look at just what is out here with all our watches and warnings. Now, as you'll notice, All right, these yellow spots right here, do y'all see this? This is right in our immediate area. That is fog this morning. So if you're getting up, getting ready to head out this morning, right here, Kemper County has lots of it into the edge of Alabama. Highway 17 is going to be covered in fog. Got a little bit here northwest of Louisville as we go south of Meridian, right here at the Shibuda area, that area there into Wayne County, all of there, Laurel. You've got fog. Be careful. As we look back over here, Greenwood, these purple areas, this is going to be a winter weather advisory. We watch this. This is, again, way over here on the west side of the state. As we go up into the Mississippi Delta, ice storm warning. It means without a shadow of a doubt, all of this purple area here up through Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee. Look how far this goes. That is ice headed that way. Now, as we move a little bit further here, when this comes from all the way down here in Austin, Texas, all around Shreveport and Little Rock, this is a winter storm warning. It means it's going to happen is what that is. This bright yellow area here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, is going to be flood watch. Now, we've had a lot of changes in the weather in the last little bit, and I want to be perfectly honest with what we do here. Let's do a breakdown. Let me see here. Let me get to this since we're on here. We need it to make sense and all go together instead of breaking it apart. Let me get to what our warned areas are from the National Weather Service and then what I've got on my radar. Let's pull this up so you can see this. Heavy rain and flash flooding is possible all through this area today here. This includes Meridian, all of this from Hattiesburg. We will look at this on my radar here in just a second. Remember how this looks. Well, hang on. Let's just do that together now. Because I want you to fully understand when I talk about tornadic activity today and where it's going to happen, exactly what I mean by this. Let's go here to the severe weather and pull this up for today. Right here, let's go back to radar. This is the big picture. That was a downed version from the National Weather Service just to get our area here. This is light rain. This is a level 1. This is a level 2 here in Meridian. This is what I started talking about last night of the possibility of tornadic activity today. This will stretch from a line from here at Hattiesburg area all the way across right through the Meridian area. Newton, y'all are in this, Kemper County, toward the Tuscaloosa area. And the more you study this could be some serious weather breaking out this afternoon. Now, again, it's only a 2 out of a 5. And you dig into that and you go, well, that's not even 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. We could have some serious tornadic activity with this afternoon. So be weather alert. Now, I would be a genius if I could tell you exactly, yes, a tornado is going to hit. There's no way to say that. But the conditions are very possible for this to come about this afternoon. I don't want you to be caught off guard by any means when you go to work, whatever you're doing today. I want this in the back of your mind that this can happen. Hopefully, it blows over and nothing comes about it. But this area here, let's pull this back up one more time so you can see this. This area here from Hattiesburg down in here, you zoom in the edge of Mississippi straight across through here. Anytime this afternoon, this could break out all the way to the Bessemer area. Tuscaloosa was the bigger name that I chose there. That's what we want to watch this afternoon for tornadic activity. As we come across, let's dig deeper into this and what we've got, what else the National Weather Service. Severe storms possible. As you look at that, that's that 2-to-1 thing I just showed you right there. This is the flash flooding. This is the tornadic severe storms that could happen there. As you see there, they break it down. Severe storms, damaging gusts of about 60 miles an hour. Tornadoes possible. The green area, you can't rule out a tornado. Could have damaging winds. But our area there, now anytime from 10 o'clock this morning through about 5 this afternoon, be weather alert for our area there. Now let's just go ahead and look at this. Ice accumulation. There's several ways to look at this. We're not going to get ice accumulated in the Meridian area. I want to be very clear about that. It's going to be here in the Mississippi Delta all the way up here. But now let's talk about this. Our forecasts start varying. Meridian does not one iota mention anything about having any sleet, anything like that. But if you go just a few miles to our west, 28 miles west over to the Newton area, guess what's in the forecast? Yeah, and let me just look at this. This is Newton's forecast. Rain showers before 5 a.m., and this is tonight. Then a chance of rain or freezing rain. Thunderstorms are possible, low around 31. That's below freezing. Now, it's only, if I'm reading that right, little or no ice accumulation is expected, but the temperatures are low enough at 31 to where it could be a mess there. Let's jump here. Let's talk about this one. This is going to be Philadelphia, Mississippi. Rain showers likely before 4 a.m., then a chance of rain or freezing rain between 4 and 5 a.m., then a chance of freezing rain after 5 a.m. We're going to have a low of what? 30, Philadelphia. I'm not saying anything's going to stick, but we're right at that line to where it could become messy. It may not, but it is a small chance here. I want everyone to be prepared. Now, let's go to Louisville to Mississippi State. As we look at this forecast here for tonight, it's in that also. Rain showers likely before 2 a.m., then a chance of freezing rain. Thunder is also possible included with that. Low of 28 from Louisville to Mississippi State area. Now, that could become a very, very big mess if we're not careful with what we do. Again, Meridian, and it's only just to our west and to our northwest. If you're all around the Meridian area, there's a chance of that. And I want you to be aware of this. This will change all during the day today. This is because these storms come in, and as it comes, it changes. It's not like, well, we should know this 3 weeks out. There's no way. This is a storm that's coming across north of us. We know it's going to be horrible. But our area is that fringe area. We could get a little bit of this. I want you to be aware. What's happening in the state of Alabama, a flood watch all for this area here. If you're watching from Alabama, we got lots of it. We come across, and that's 1 to 3 inches of rain there. Mississippi side, 2 to 4. As we look at this is where severe storms could happen here. We look at that. That was put out. Let's see. That's a little bit older is why that has not been changed the color. As we look at this, right up here, freezing rain possible. That's going to be Friday morning for the great state of Alabama as this moves across from tonight. Again, Meridian not supposed to be in it, but we want to make absolutely sure you're aware of everything that's going on. As we look at our 6-day temperature, let's pull this up so you can see it. We're a little bit cooler right here in the state of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, even cooler there. Warm front up there. Yeah, make me believe something else. They call warm 0 up there. Let's look at our 7-day outlook of what we've got going on here. Brought to you, of course, by our good friends there at Chet's Paint Body. 75 today. Now, what is going to happen? Well, that's hot. Right now, we're sitting at 62 degrees. All of this is going to change. Temperatures will rise to 75 by 11 o'clock. This is where things start getting nasty, that 10 to 11. Temperatures will start dropping to 58 degrees. It's going to be a downward spiral as the cold and hot meet. Gust of 35 miles an hour today, low of 33 for downtown Keyfield area there. Tomorrow, we're only getting to 43. Look at the difference in the temperature. 75, 43, low of 26 tomorrow night. Saturday, 49, 55 across there. So we've got some weather to watch over the next 24 to 48 hours. Check back with me several times. We will be on top of this all throughout the day to make sure that you know exactly what is out there, what's going to come. I don't want anybody to be shocked. Before we go and get ready for our next show beginning at 8 o'clock, let's go back and look at radar again. I want you to be fully aware of what we've got. Again, as we pull this up, here's the radar of possible tornadic activity today. Stretching here from South Mississippi through Hattiesburg, Clarke County, all of these areas here, Newton, Jasper, right through there, and a portion eastern right up here around Sugarlock on toward Tuscaloosa. Could be tornadic activity. Let's turn this off and go back and look at what we've got when it comes to turn on radar once again. Let me do this. Now, this is the rain that we've got right now. Greenwood getting some. Right over here is where the ice is making its way toward Greenville. Right there. This is in Arkansas. That's Deep Elm, right really close to Mississippi. We'll let you know what happens. Again, pink is ice. All the rest of this, Springfield, Missouri, look at there. Oklahoma City, Denton, Texas, all of this are getting snow this morning, and we follow this storm through St. Louis, where the arches are. Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Indiana, getting it. Even where, if you watch MASH, Toledo, Ohio, where Klinger was from. All of that area, including Akron, Youngstown, getting a lot of snow. This is going to be horrific for those folks up there. We're just going to get maybe a sample here and there. They're going to be without power and be dumped on for a long, long time. That ice is going to be horrible. If you've got a family member that drives a truck, make sure that they're aware of what's coming across the United States on that northeastern side. Let them get to a place parked so that they're safe. I understand that loads have to get somewhere, but you don't want to lose your life either. I can't thank y'all enough for joining me. Y'all are very good to me. I can't thank you enough. Big thanks to all the sponsors, and I'll be back in just about an hour from now as we will kick into the morning show beginning at 8 o'clock with Candace as she gets her makeup and all that good stuff on just for you. We'll join you on TV as well beginning at 8. Thank you so much, and we'll be here to walk you through with whatever happens with the weather as it begins today at Scotty Ray's Report.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by